Sige, so balikan natin yung nangyari nung August 3, no? Recent tensions really started with the visit of US Speaker Nancy Pelosi to the island. But before that, I mean, that was the most recent event that really sparked the level of tension that we're seeing right now. But even before that, we can say that tensions were simmering. And I think 2020 is an important year to look at, no? Because this is when what happened in 2020. Of course, that's when the pandemic broke out, no? And this is really when Taiwan's profile was sort of rising in the international community, because we saw so many countries saw how successful um, Taiwan was when it was combating COVID-19. It raised the alarm on possible human to human transmission. And so um all those things raised the island's profile, and of course they also had high profile support from the US, among other things. And that's really what of course that wasn't acceptable to Beijing, because that would bolster its sense of independence.
Mhm.
um and so in the context of sorry, just to mention, no, just to mention a brief point about the support from the US. There was growing support from the US for Taiwan, and for you could see this in different activities. No, so for example, in 2020, when we're looking at that year, the former Health Secretary Alex Azar visited Taiwan, and he was the highest ranking US government official to visit the island at that time in more than 40 years. So all these developments, of course, are unacceptable to Beijing, which claims Taiwan. And Taiwan's profile rising in the international community, of course, is seen as a problem because because they have these claims over Taiwan. And back then, Beijing was already responding with um, anger and a show of force. That's when they were ramping up military drills, and I think what really made the news at the time in relation to these military drills were the incursions into Taiwanese airspace. And so, even if Nancy Pelosi's visit was the most recent thing that sparked this level of tension, no, there has always been a slow, steady increase in the activities that we're really just seeing, happening on a different level right now.